Good morning. My name is Bob Gordon, and I'm a very happy member of this congregation. Please take your seats, turn off your cell phones all the way, please, and take this opportunity to greet each other. Welcome to the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living. We honor you wherever you are on your spiritual path and know that there is something very wonderful for every one of us here this morning. I have a very short thing to read that caught my eye as I was reading this book called Begin It Now. You Have a Purpose. And this is by Sir Winston Churchill. Men stumble over the truth from time to time, but most pick themselves up and hurry off as though nothing happened. Since we don't have a screen, so we're not going to have our words for the morning chant on it.
I think there's some available here.
Oh, okay.
Chants.
Anyway, then.
But you know them.
But Reverend Karyl Huntley, our beloved leader, will take us deeply into our own centers.
Earth. Earth is our mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her. Hey, and hey.
I'm Reverend Karyl Huntley. I want to welcome all of you here today, especially people that I haven't seen for a long time or maybe even never seen, for you to find us here, our irregular spot. I'm very happy. So please join me in prayer. Where I go exactly back to that place where I was at the chant. knowing that the world over, indeed throughout the known and unknown universe, there is a life, there is an intelligence, there is a light, there is a balance. Those aspects of the infinite presence interpenetrate all form and all formlessness. That life and light and presence and power, the love of the self-givingness of this source, all of that I call God. And I know that as it is everywhere, in and through all things, it is in and through me, and it is me. It is the life that I'm living. It is the air that I'm breathing. It is the earth upon which I stand. It is the blood flowing through my veins, and it is the fire of my spirit. And I know this for each person here. And so today, being in a new spot on Sunday morning, I know that the spot where I am standing here also is directly over the center of the earth. I know that every place that I walk and anyone walks is directly over the center of the earth and under the canopy of the heavens. And so I know that I am that link between heaven and earth, as each one of us is. I know that the wisdom of the earth comes up through me, the expansive wisdom of the heavens, not only above but all around, come through me. And as I express that, I become an agent of all that God is. The love, the peace, the light, the life, the wisdom. And so that's what I claim this morning for this service, for everyone who serves in it, for everyone who is sitting here listening, for everyone who is listening on the web now or later. We are all the connectors, one unto another, of heaven and earth. So I just give my thanks for this knowing at the deepest place that I can know that this word is true and good and satisfying. And I release it into the allness that takes it and makes it. And so it is. Amen. Oh, good morning again, and welcome everyone. Thank you for finding this place. And we have an amazing percussionist for our wonderful guest artist today. Ed Dudkowski is here with us, and just let that music that comes forth from him and Bodhi just resonate within you. So please welcome Ed this morning.
Thank you for bringing your wonderful gift to us. Isn't it interesting to see and delightful to see how Spirit moves through each of us individually? So what a gift that is. Well, I'm Reverend Sarah Hargrave, staff minister at this wonderful spiritual community. We always like to have gratitude, some gratitude at the beginning of each of our services. And so today I'd like to thank all of those who were involved in bringing this service today to this location, especially to Bodie and Dana and Ed and Ron Buck and Cece and anybody else? And Jim. How could I forget Jim? Boy, he is he's behind the scenes, so invisible, but doing everything. Like the law. He does it so quietly and wonderfully. So children are in the audience, if they are today, or your child heart is in the audience today, so we welcome you for that. Mind-Body Connection is a class that's coming up. It's starting soon. Gail Durkin, Gail, you want to stand up? Is teaching that. There's more of that in the bulletin, more details, but it's about the role of consciousness or thought that it plays in how it plays in our physical self. So that's a wonderful class. There's a sign up. I would encourage you to sign up today. I think Reverend Karyl's going to be talking about Asilomar. Do you want to do it now? Or?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Trish Brady is not in the room. She was. Okay, so Trish was brand new to our community last year. And she came up to me and she said, how can I really become a part of this movement? And I said, go to Asilomar. And so she did. She has signed up for Asilomar, which is a week-long retreat in the Pacific Grove Retreat Center called Asilomar. So we just call the event Asilomar because we've been going since Ernest Holmes went in the 50s. So we spend a week there, and wonderful speakers happen, and wonderful workshops, and wonderful food, and just that environment right on the ocean with the whales and the birds and the deer, and it is magical. So Trish went out of the clear blue sky. She just signed up and went, and she became best friends with her roommate from Southern California, and then she still communicates with her. And so she's, of course, going again this year. And so I think that's what she would have said, that it changed her life. And so I want to encourage any one of you who might want a spiritual retreat and a vacation together to think about signing up for Asilomar. And you can go on the website of Centers for Spiritual Living and just go to events, then go to Asilomar, and then it'll help you to register. And it's a wonderful experience. I'm going to be doing a workshop with Melanie this year, and I'm also going to be on stage every day because I'm leading the rituals, which is my love. And then, of course, The Science of Earnest Mind, which is the multimedia show that Sue Ruda and Ed Dudkowski and Jean Langell are working on. Did I miss anybody that's here? And Paula Karp is working on. That is going to be debuted at Asilomar. So we are well represented, and we just need you to come and play with us.
Karyl, just stay right there for a second. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Karyl. Happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I'm so glad that I came to Earth.
And so are we. One thing about Asilomar you might not know, the man who was my spiritual teacher, Dr. Carlton, was a close personal friend of Ernest Holmes and was the minister of the Monterey Church, and Holmes was looking for a place to do a seminar, summer seminar, and Dr. Whitehead said, come and try out Asilomar. So that's kind of the connection. I run a monthly coffee and conversation, and it's a group that is about using spiritual principles in everyday life and work. It happens once a month in Marin and also in 2 other locations, but the one in Marin is this Thursday at Il Fornaio, 8 a.m. to 9:30, and we get together. I have a topic. The topic this month is connecting with your inner guidance. I give you a question, we have a conversation, we introduce ourselves, I do readings, it's all kinds of things. So it's a real wonderful connection, and we end with intention so that you get to state your intention for yourself in the presence of others who will support you in that. So I ask you to join me. I hope you will. Also, Bob Plath has something to say about Forgiveness Day.
Thank you. We're coming up with 4 weeks from today is for our Forgiveness Day. So just be aware that we could use all the help that we get. We're having a meeting on this Thursday at the Sunrise Center, which I can give you the address of. Anybody would like to join us. But we need all the help that we can get, as I just got done saying a moment ago. But forgiveness is like an elephant in the room, I feel, that is so crucial and to be encouraged. I'd like to think of each of you as an emissary of forgiveness. We birthed it here in this church 16 years ago, International Forgiveness Day, and we feel everybody here, no matter where you are on that day or up to that day, to promote the concept of forgiveness. Like Archbishop Tutu says, without forgiveness there is no future. So I would ask you all to think about volunteering, and but that'll be Thursday at the Sunrise Center, and then the 5th of August is when we'll have our Forgiveness Day, which you are all invited to. We have some great heroes of forgiveness. It should be powerful, and it's got to go across the globe. Thank you very much.
And I want to welcome all of you who are here for the first time or back for a long time, are here all the time. And we're grateful. Your presence is a present to us, and we are so grateful to have you here. So now, Reverend Karyl Huntley, our spiritual leader and birthday girl.
So that birthday song was so sweet. I was just going to give you the dates of Asilomar, so let's go back to that moment. It is July 29th to August 4th, and then we come right back and go to Forgiveness Day on August 5th. So there you have it. Woo! Yeah. So, yes.
I was just at the reception hall at Asilomar about a month ago, and it's so beautiful.
They've redone, yes, they've renovated the whole front of it. Yes, so any more shares? Okay. So for those of you that were here last Sunday, did you enjoy Reverend Dawn?
Yes.
That's great, because I had a really good time in Tucson. I grew up in Tucson, and so I wasn't a part of the church because I wasn't there when I grew up there. But let me just say, and Bodie, this is for you. The musician, the music director, we were going over the meditation and how I wanted the meditation, and then we just go right into the next little chant. And so he said, did you go to high school in Tucson? And I go, yeah, I went to Tucson High. And he said, oh, me too, but I was years ahead of you. And I said, well, no, I don't think so. I graduated in 65. And he goes, oh, I graduated in 66. And he looked at me kind of funny. And I said, well, I was Carol Jones then. And he said, we dated. I actually had to come home and look at the yearbook, and yes, we did. So anyway, it was really fun. So I thought of you having fun with Don because he's my good friend, and then I had such a blast in Tucson, so it was really, really great. So thank you for letting me go. Thank you for this experiment that we had, and maybe we'll do it again. It would be really great. So good. Okay, great. So our theme, of course, for this year is Tools for Transformation. And on the back of your bulletin is a review here of all of the words that we've been using for the Tools for Transformation. So this is half the year. This is January through June. This is what we've done so far. So you're half transformed. So, yeah, which half? So we're also going through this book, and we have some book studies based on this book, and I'm following the themes of the months. So this month, July, this month is called Embracing Nature. And so this is what Angeles Arian says. She talks a little bit about the 4th of July being a major theme of July and the theme of independence. But then she writes, in contrast to the underlying principle of our 4th of July tradition, nature reflects in its own natural laws of governance, asserting a declaration of interdependence. That feeling that we really do depend on each other and we couldn't get along without each other. And that means not only the two-leggeds cannot get along without each other, but the four-leggeds and the original elements of our ancestors. Now, the first time that nature was ever divided up into categories, in the ancient world, it was earth, air, fire, and water. And it's still so satisfying to think about those elements. And so I'm going to do a series of this. And of course, with the stone in your hand, what is the element today? Earth. And Sandra did this beautiful altar up to the earth. We've got stones, we've got dirt, and we've got some of the wonderful things that come up out of the earth, the flowers. And so I have a personal take on our philosophy that is that our soul craved the experience of earth and the interdependence that we experience on earth. It craved it, and that's why we're here. And good, Ron is passing out the rocks. If somebody doesn't, well, the basket's being passed around. So if you don't have a rock, I want you to hold on to it. I want you to ground today by holding the ground. So back to my personal philosophy. We craved this experience of coming to earth. That's why we did. And the basis for my belief in our craving to come to the earth is the evidence of our soul's free choice in everything. Everything. That's one of the basic teachings of science of mind, and it's also our experience, if you think about it. You have free choice right now to practically do anything. You know, you could choose to walk out of this room, and if you had room enough on your credit card, you could go directly to the airport and buy a ticket anywhere. And if you didn't have enough money on your credit card, you could go to the library and get a book about anywhere. You could choose literally anything. And so if that is a tenet of our life here, it seems to me it would be a tenet of our life in eternity. And so if we had a choice of where to go and what to do, which I think we do, we chose to come here. And so I think that if we don't get enough of this interdependence that we longed for on this earth plane, we aren't satisfied. And another one of my basic beliefs is that we all move towards satisfaction. Yes, we all move towards pleasure, we all move towards joy, but the most basic feeling is, all is well. My heart is full and all is well. And if we don't live what we came to live on this earth plane, we aren't satisfied. And one of the things that I think makes us satisfied or encourages us to be satisfied is our interaction with earth, air, fire, and water. Because I don't know about any of the other choices we had when we chose to come to Earth, but they might not have earth, air, fire, and water. In fact, I was watching this little YouTube thing on the Higgs boson particle, and these scientists that I could barely understand anything they said, you know, on another world, the arithmetic could be all different. And so what a concept. So here, of course, we have earth, air, fire, and water, and our mere recognition and appreciation of them moves towards satisfying us. So this is so much a part of me that I don't know whether my daughter, Melanie, who's coming up on 20, could actually verbalize what I just did about our soul's need for satisfaction on this earth plane, but she gets it in me. Because we were driving in the car just a couple days ago, and she like thought of this thing, and she said, "Oh, Mom, you're just going to love this." So what she said to me was that because of the angle of the light and the way the earth is formed, that there are more trees on the north side of a hill than on the south side. And so she said, when you are driving down to work, your drive is more green, and when you're driving home, your drive is more golden. And I go, I do love that. And I saw the realization on some of your faces. What a wonderful thing to praise as we're driving on 101. You know, I always praise the cows, but now I have the green and the gold to praise. So we basically have two things to think about in our satisfaction of life and also in our philosophy. And one of them, the first one, is oneness, which is really about interdependence. We are one with all of those things that we need. You are one with everyone in this room. You're one with, you know, the coffee and the croissant you had this morning. You're really one with that. And so this is by D.H. Lawrence. He wrote, "When I hear modern people complain of being lonely, then I know what has happened. They have lost the cosmos." And so that feeling of oneness is nurtured by our awareness of interdependence. And the next thing that is important to us is that feeling of mastery, that we know how to create a life that is satisfying for us. Jung said, "There is so much in nature which can fill us day and night through plants, animals, and flowers with the eternal in life." So those two things, in my way of looking at our philosophy, oneness and mastery, are exemplified today in interdependence and satisfaction. And we're going to look at it through the lens of earth, okay? And so I'm going to take my shoes off so that my feet can be closer to the earth. And although they are touching these boards, I know that beneath them is the ground that is under this foundation. And then going down, there might be shards of pottery. And going down, there might be evidence of other civilizations. And going down to the magma is evidence that I am right over the center of the earth and my little toes are happy. So as we're holding our rock here, I just want you to bond with your rock and realize that this amazing piece of earth is 4 billion years old. This stone that you hold has the wisdom of being planted here. I mean, we have an infinitesimal amount of trips around the sun compared to this rock. And so the long history of this rock includes cooling and pressing and breaking away and rolling, and maybe doing that 2 or 3 times as the plates roll under the other plates and go down into the magma and then shoot up through the fissures of the earth. Who knows how many times your rock here has had that experience of being reformed and reformed. But even so, if you think of this element as compared to the others, air, fire, and water, rock is absolutely the most stable of the 4 elements. It is solid, it's, very solid. It is dense, it's stable, it's slow to change, it's durable, it's very still, and it's secure. And as if this were broken up and made into soil with remnants of plants mixed in with the sandiness of this rock, it would be dirt to grow something. And so it's very nurturing. So the rocks like this broken up and mixed with plant material form the soil through which all of our food grows. And so this element is the nurturing element that brings to us what sustains us. And that's true for every person and every animal on this planet. So the earth really is the original mother. It is that from which new life springs. It is that which takes the formless, or at least a very teensy tiny little form, a little seed, and it makes a great big thing out of it. So it is the original creator. The soil takes something and makes it by the intelligence that is within the seed. And so it reminds us of the act of creation. And the earth is still called Mother Earth. So I want to read to you a little section from this wonderful poem. This whole book here is an epic poem that Ernest Holmes and his brother Fenwick Holmes wrote. It's called The Voice Celestial. And it's amazing. It is absolutely, it's very visionary, very mystical, and it is about a sojourner, a journeyer, a traveler, who goes to all realms and visits all great religions and religious teachers. And he is educated by Buddha and by Christ and by Mother Earth. And that's the little section I'm going to read to you here. So this is by our founder, and this is so darned earthy. I just love it. So, hid beneath the veil of nature, screened by never-ending ages, are the patterns of creation, are the forms of all created. And these seeds of life were planted in the womb of Mother Nature. She, the mother of all being, ageless, birthless, changeless, deathless, bore the seeds of life on earth. As to time, there is the timeless. As to form, there is the formless. And the ages past and present, flowing from this unseen river, bear the seed of conception, which contains the primal thought. In the seed time and the harvest, in the sowing and the reaping, is fruition of the pattern, brought to vision and to form. And to thee, O Holy Mother, be the praise of all creation. Thou dost bring the form to birth. So holding our stone here and knowing that our very body contains the elements of this rock. Carbon, nitrogen, calcium, sulfur, sodium, copper are all in us. We are literally one with the earth. And when you think of our language, when we talk about someone who's earthy is sensuous and in their body. We have all these other idioms as well. Down to earth. How on earth did that happen? The salt of the earth. And then even earth to Sally. All of these idioms that tell us about the foundation of our existence, of the roots of our feet growing down. So when you think of science of mind, those of us who have been through classes, and if you're new, science of mind is the philosophy that Ernest Holmes wrote about from the 1920s forward, but it harkens back to wisdom, the perennial wisdom, which is basically that life is all one and that our thoughts are created. And in order to master our experience of life, we conform our thoughts to the harmony that exists in the universe. So that's pretty heady, but that's what we use in experiencing our life moment to moment. So as we look at this heady philosophy with this very, solid earth, how does it all fit together? So I've talked about oneness already, that the elements of our body are literally the elements in the stone. And so, but we relate to the earth actually more than any other living being. And the earth, of course, is a living being. And I don't care if you are as tight with your partner as you possibly can be, you're closer to the earth. Because you know, every step you take is a lovemaking between your foot and the earth. It is a kiss, a kiss, a kiss, a kiss, every step you take. When I was at Chartres in France and I walked the labyrinth, I took my shoes off and I walked on the stones that pilgrims for 1,000 years have walked on. And it's a long labyrinth, you know, a switch back, switch back, switch back. And so you get very, very trancy. And I literally had the experience that my ancestors were reaching up to touch my foot every step I took. It was amazing. And the oneness that I felt, the oneness with the earth, the oneness with everyone else that had ever walked the labyrinth, and the oneness with my ancestors, you know, and it was almost like I could see their hand coming up as my foot went down. And so I don't know if anyone else had that experience, but for me it was evidence of my oneness with all of those aspects of life. So the earth is not only a living being, but the earth has valuable wisdom. And when we look at that other aspect of everything that we want, which is mastery, we create the life that we want. 4 billion years for these elements to be in a rock forming the earth, that's a lot of wisdom. That's a lot of eras. That's a lot of eons. That's a lot of climate changes, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And the earth knows how to do that. So the aspects of the earth: stability, security, nurturing. If you want some of that in any aspect of your life, the earth has the wisdom to give it to you. So, you know how if you've taken any class, especially if you've taken visioning, the technique of visioning is to open to the infinite mind and to say or ask, what is the highest vision for whatever you're looking at? And then to wait. So you're literally waiting on the mind of God to download into your mind. But you can do the same thing on the earth. And you can ask the earth questions if this appeals to you, because it's all one intelligence. It all comes from the mind of God. And whether it comes if you're in meditation doing visioning, or whether it comes if you're lying on the earth saying, the stability of the earth, how can I have the stability of the earth in my job? How can I have the security of the earth in my relationship with my children? And so you can work with any of the elements like this, and we're going to do this as we go through the rest of July, as we go through air, fire, and water, and the properties of those elements and how you can work with them. But if you want security, if you want stability, if you want nurturing, if you want steadiness, if you want structure in any aspect of your life, lie on the earth, sit on the earth, walk on the earth with bare feet, put your hands in the earth, and ask. And the earth will give you its wisdom. And so when we put these two together, this aspect of interdependence or oneness and this aspect of mastery or satisfaction, we come to this place of being completely in joy, completely filled with well-being. And then the earth responds to our love. If we are in love and on earth, the earth gives us more of that. So this birthday, I am so blessed this birthday because, I had a wonderful celebration in my garden, and so I fixed it up as nicely as I could for the celebration. And then the birthday comes. And so Lloyd has this great idea that in the holes of my hedge, which I had a gardener that was overly enthusiastic with pruning, and so in the holes of my hedge, he is going to plant me a hydrangea dell. And so he said, Karyl, anybody who wants to give you something for your birthday, say you want a hydrangea. And so we've got about 6 hydrangeas that are placed in the hedge already. And I've got room for, 20 more. But the other thing was that after my trip to Versailles, with this latest trip that I went to ancient sites in France and England, I said to my son, who is a classical musician, I want a CD mix that's like Versailles that I can play for the roses in my garden. So he sends me this mix, and I burst into tears when I play it because my backyard is now like Versailles. And sort of. Yeah, Lloyd would say, Karyl, you have a vivid imagination. But anyway, I have classical music, I have blooming roses, I have beginning hydrangeas, I have happy cats, and the earth is no different really in my backyard than the next door backyard, but it's a whole different world because the earth is also contributing its love to the mix. So I just kind of have more backyard parties so you can all come up and experience this. So our philosophy, when you think about how the earth relates to our philosophy is about changing consciousness. And what we mean by that is we change our awareness. We change what we look at. We change what we think about all the time. And so we don't think about how, sad or awful things are. We think about oneness and satisfaction. And so as we interact with the earth that we walk on, where we stand, that's the title of the talk today, where we stand, we can shift our awareness to our oneness with the earth and the growing things on her. We can shift our awareness to the gratitude for all of the food that is produced by the earth. We can shift our experience of caring for the earth, which first starts in thought and then in action. So you're not going to be really, really good recyclers unless you do what the first chant said. The earth is our mother. We must take care of her. Now, David Spangler, who is really an earthy guy, wrote this. There are many ways of walking the earth. We can walk it in fragmentation and alienation, and we can walk it in wholeness and collaboration. In either case, our power lies in the walking. I don't mean this in a purely physical way. We walk the earth through our attitudes, our thoughts, our feelings, our speech, and our gestures, as well as our actions. Every part of us, every thought, every emotion, every muscle is a foot touching the soul of the world and the common ground we all share. So I would like you to keep your rock. I would like you to find a special place for your rock, maybe on a personal altar. If you don't have one, maybe you can start one, because you're going to be getting a little present for the next 3 weeks as we go through air, fire, and water. So you'll have a little medicine bag when we complete July. So we're going to move into the inner work, and Ian has a part in this for you. And so as he gets ready, you just make yourself comfortable and hold your rock if you would. The clicks of the rock are like your heartbeat. The clicks of the rock are like the heartbeat of Mother Earth. And as we listen to that click, click, our own heart has a tendency to harmonize with the pattern of the sound. Imagining, if you would, that your own heart is coming into resonance with the heart beside you. And as the heartbeats come into resonance in this room, we can imagine that the heartbeats are in resonance in a wider field, sending that nurturing sound of the heartbeat of Mother Earth around her, so that the heartbeat of those in all of those places on the earth that we love is the same. And the heartbeat of all of those places on the earth that are in strife is the same. Our hearts beat together. And in this sweet time of prayerful action, take your stone with soft eyes open and turn to the person next to you and replicate the heartbeat. if there's someone on the other side of you that hasn't had that chance, turn and make the heartbeat with them. And notice that the more you do it, the more in resonance the beats become. Holding your stone now in your hand and knowing that the heartbeat continues. Please repeat after me. I acknowledge myself. As a unique and sacred being. In all the realms of time and space. And any other dimensions. I acknowledge myself. For choosing to come to this beautiful earth. To learn and prosper. From this moment forward, I trust the holy life within me. To lead me into deep experiences of spiritual satisfaction and into the paradise that is already mine. Blessed be.
So Ian Dogle has some beautiful CDs. He's actually quite a world-famous musician. He's played all over the world, and he's played with incredible jazz groups and world fusion groups, and probably even rock and roll somewhere in your career. Nope, never rock and roll. One of those rare drummers that missed the rock and roll phase, but he plays. What's your group called? Hemispheres, and just go to iandogle.com and you'll see all about his amazing career. He plays with Paul McCandless and these amazing musicians. So check it out, Ian Dogle.
And it was so great to see the two of you look at each other. That was so
well, when
great.
when you're making it up in the moment, you got to connect.
Yeah, So that's the interconnectedness right here, right? Yeah. So oneness, yes. So we get to do another practice of oneness right now, and that is giving and receiving. So if the ushers would get ready, and then if you would prepare your tithe or offering, what happens with this giving and receiving is that you give, but then you get to receive from everybody. Because all of the financial support that comes to us through you and through me goes to create this community. And so you're one person that gives, but that's the way it is on earth. You give, and then the receiving is multiplied. So as you're giving today, please be aware of all that you are receiving and all of the people today that you're receiving from. And then you're even receiving more because there are people who aren't here today who automatically give from their credit card or their bank account. So you're receiving from all of them. So if you just hold your gift in your hands and know that this gift is multiplied, as it says in the Bible, pressed down and running over. And that is what is happening, that our gift is multiplying itself in the experience of our life here in this precious community. So we are so blessed, and so it is. Today, and we thank ourselves for opening to receiving not only the financial support of this community, but to receiving all of earth's blessings so that our soul may be satisfied. Blessed be. So please come next week back where we normally are, and it will be air. So, fresh. If the practitioners would surround the room, and if you need a prayer, I'm sure that any one of these people today would gladly give you a prayer, and we're going to have a universal prayer of leave taking by our Sarah.
So in the quiet and stillness, we remember the truth that Spirit is truly all there is, ever present, one power, one presence, that we are one with. No matter what name we choose to call it, knowing that Spirit is expressing through the earth, through the air we breathe, the centeredness of life on which we stand. So we open our hearts to the love and joy and support that is always there for us. We open our minds to the infinite intelligence that is always guiding and directing us. And we open our bodies to the healing power of Spirit's love and connection. So as we honor the earth, we remember the beauty, the joy, the connection that is ever around us, and open our eyes to see it, love it, and enjoy it, and be nurtured by it. And we know that whatever is on our hearts and minds, if it may be heavy or light, is held by Spirit, that we are immersed in that healing pool of Spirit's love and support and guidance and health and vitality. So we accept this as the truth and relax into it, knowing that is all there is. So we just wait for wonderful reports and delightful surprises, and so it is. Amen.
So if you would all stand for our affirmation and closing song, and you just have to repeat after me. I call upon the security, the stability, and the firmness of earth, to inspire all of those parts of my life that call for grounding. I give thanks to the earth for being the source of food, beauty, and my bones. I feel my oneness with the rocks, the mountains, and Mother Earth herself. Blessed be.
I am a prayer for peace. Woo!